Okay, let's jump into a really fascinating passage today from the Hebrew Bible. We're looking at Jeremiah chapter 43.
Right. It said just after Jerusalem's fall, a really chaotic time, and Jeremiah the prophet, he's just given this message from God.
It's a specific message.
Very specific. Stay in Judah. Don't go down to Egypt. Stay here. You'll be safe. Things will work out. That was the gist.
But that wasn't received too well, according to the text?
Not at all. Straight away, you have these figures, Azariah, Yohanan, these sort of arrogant leaders stepping up.
And what did they say?
They basically point at Jeremiah and say, you're lying, flat out.
Just accused him directly.
Directly. And they didn't stop there. They actually blamed Baruch, Jeremiah's scribe.
Ah, the scribe. What was the accusation against him?
They claimed Baruch was putting words in Jeremiah's mouth, stirring things up, you know.
Inciting him.
Yeah, inciting him to give this message, this stay-put message, specifically so the Babylonians would kill them or drag them off into exile. They saw it as a setup.
So a divine command comes, they don't like it, they accuse the prophet of lying and his assistant of conspiracy. What's the next move?
Well, disobedience. Plain and simple. Yohanan, the army officers, and it says all the people, this remnant, they just decided, nope, we're going to Egypt.
They ignored the command completely.
Completely. And they gathered everyone. It wasn't just the leaders sneaking off.
The what?
The text lists, the men, women, children, even the king's daughters who'd been left behind.
Yeah.
The whole surviving community, basically.
And the kicker.
The kicker is they forced Jeremiah and Baruch to go with them.
Seriously, they dragged the prophet who gave the warning to the place he warned them against.
Yep, all the way to Egypt, to a specific town called Tapanis.
Okay, so they've defied the order, fled Judah, ended up in Egypt, thinking maybe they're safe now, away from the Babylonians.
You'd think that might be the end of it, right? But no, right there, in Tapanis, the word of the Lord comes to Jeremiah again.
While they're in Egypt.
While they're in Egypt. And it involves this really symbolic act.
Oh, what's that?
Jeremiah is told to take some large stones
Okay.
and bury them in the clay, in the brick pavement, right at the entrance to Pharaoh's palace, in front of the Jewish exiles.
At Pharaoh's front door, basically. That sounds provocative. What's the meaning?
It's setting the stage. The prophecy tied to it is about the very power they ran from. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon.
Wait, hold on. The prophecy given in Egypt is about Babylon coming to Egypt.
Exactly. Talk about irony. The Lord says he's sending Nebuchadnezzar.
And a stone.
Nebuchadnezzar will come and set his throne right over those buried stones, spread his royal canopy there. It's like planting a flag saying Babylonian power reaches even here at the heart of Egypt.
Wow. So their escape route becomes the next battleground. Does it detail the invasion?
It does. It speaks of Nebuchadnezzar attacking Egypt, bringing death, captivity, the sword, the usual outcomes of ancient conquest.
Any specifics about Egypt itself?
Yeah, it mentions burning Egypt's temples, taking their gods captive, smashing sacred pillars. It even specifically names the Temple of the Sun. It's a total overturning of Egyptian power and religion.
So the very things they might have looked to for protection in Egypt are going to be destroyed by the Babylonians.
Precisely. And there's this really vivid image used, too.
What's that?
It says, Nebuchadnezzar will wrap Egypt around himself like a shepherd wraps his cloak, and then just leave unharmed.
Like it's easy for him. Effortless.
Suggests complete dominance.
Right.
The great power of Egypt just bundled up and carried off, metaphorically speaking.
Okay, so let's just trace this arc again. They get a command, stay. They disobey out of fear, accuse the prophet, flee to Egypt for safety, and then in that supposed safe haven, they get a prophecy that the very power they fled is coming to conquer that place too.
It really highlights, doesn't it, that trying to run from the situation or maybe from the consequences of their previous actions, it just didn't work. Borders didn't matter.
Yeah, it seems the scope of what was happening, whether you see it as divine plan or just historical forces, extended beyond Judah. Nebuchadnezzar's reach or the consequences followed them.
It's a powerful story about choices made in fear, and how seeking safety in defiance might lead you right back into the path of what you feared most.
Absolutely. It leaves you with a lot to think about. What does it really mean to seek safety? Can you truly escape the consequences of choices or the reach of power just by crossing a border?
And it makes you wonder about the nature of that power, whether it's Nebuchadnezzar's ambition or something larger directing events, that it could project itself so effectively, even into the heart of another major empire like Egypt. It certainly challenges any simple assumptions about finding refuge.